is Mr. Platano Man 1989. This is going to be my preview for TNA's Final Resolution, which is tonight. Now, let me try to get this over with pretty fast, even though I have a lot to say, but, you know, I'm not a partner or something. I can't, whatever. Anyways, Feast or Fired match. I was not looking forward to this last year, but now it's probably the match I'm looking forward to the most, just because I know the way that everything could play out and the way everybody can get a push out of this, random people. So for the tag team title shot, maybe Motor City Machine Guns. LAX has a chance because they've been getting these rough cut promos recently, and you know that's the way to get them over with the crowd and all that stuff. It hints a push. But I want to see Motor City Machine Guns win this because they've been talking a lot of smack and they've been in the main storyline. They've been getting a push. It would be great to see them win this. Now for the X Division title shot, probably Sanjay Dutt, because we might have a face X Division champion soon, and that'll be good to mix him up in there. But I'm not sure if he's really much of a talker. When he gets that chance, go see and find out. Now for who gets fired, probably BG James, because he's a road agent now, more of a road agent, and it'll be good to just get rid of him as a wrestler part. But last year, when Senshi was gonna leave the company, I was so sure that he was gonna get the fired briefcase, and they could have easily fired him, and it would have worked because he was actually leaving. But they decided to fire Christopher Daniels, setting up what will probably be a future potential storyline with him. But anyways, the point is that, so just because BG James doesn't work, it doesn't mean necessarily that he's going to be the one that gets fired. Anyone could really get fired, and it could just, you know, they won't be fired in real life. They'll just, you know, slowly come back or something. So if I had to pick someone to get fired, Lance Hoyt. It'll be interesting if one of the LAX members get fired, and then, you know, eventually they come back, but one of them has like a singles push for a little bit. But yeah, the World Heavyweight title shot, please, I hope Black Machismo. If you see my little icon right there, oh yeah, Black Machismo was pretty over with me. I would like to see him get the World Heavyweight Champion, and I've been thinking, and it will make the best champion in the world, yeah. Oh yeah, dig it. Alright, anyways, so basically, yeah, I hope he gets the World Heavyweight title shot, and I hope he fucking wins it, even though it's too soon. Maybe he should win it in Slammiversary. Anyways, Beautiful People and Shawn Mal versus ODB, Taylor Wilde, and Roxy. I don't know, the Beautiful People have been getting a lot of promo time and all that stuff, and they don't back it up on the pay-per-view. They make them look like pieces of shit. Also, Shawn Mal kind of represents the main event Mafia, so I see the heels winning here, and I hope they do. Christy Hemme versus Awesome Khan. I hope Awesome Khan just beats the shit out of her and kills her. Not too much, because then it'll look like a freaking squash match on a pay-per-view. So give Christy Hemme a little bit of offense to make it look like, hey, she has a chance, and then just have her do her spinning, just knock that bitch out. So I hope Awesome Khan goes over, because I want to see her drop the title to Roxy down the road. Now, the X Division Championship match, Eric Young versus Sheik Abdul Bashir. I was very happy when Eric Young won the title a couple of weeks ago on Impact, and then they, you know, gave it back to Sheik with reason. But I hope Eric Young picks up the win here. I really do, because I was happy when he won last time, and Sheik had a decent run, and it'll be interesting to see Eric Young defend his title and all that stuff. I really like Eric Young, especially with his new this new gimmick he has where now he's serious. I want Eric Young to win. It'll be a great moment. Maybe Saul, the referee, whatever, I forget how to pronounce his name, Shane, will get involved, and that'll be interesting as well. Abyss and the Blueprint, Matt Morgan versus the champions Beer Money. Now, I see Beer Money going over. I really love Beer Money, and I want years from now looking at the tag team titles, like the different reigns, and I want Beer Money to really stand out. So I hope their championship reign continues. Now, I see Abyss and Blueprint, Matt Morgan, probably having a little bit of, you know, an argument or something, and because they've been teasing a feud between these two for months. I don't know if anybody has really noticed, but there was an episode where Matt Morgan was even trying to calm Abyss down. He's like, Abyss, listen, you're my friend. This and this and that. I got your back. And when Matt Morgan was leaving, he was like, like he keeps talking shit about Abyss behind his back and saying different things. So I hope they finally start that Abyss and Matt Morgan feud, or maybe not, and they put it off till Lockdown, which will be great. Abyss versus Matt Morgan inside the cage. But anyways, beer money over. Abyss and Matt Morgan have some problems after the match, like a little feud, discussion, whatever, build up. Anyways, War Machine Rhino versus Kurt Angle of the Main Event Mafia. Now, when I first saw that Rhino was gonna defend the title, not defend the title. So when I first saw that Rhino was gonna fight Kurt Angle, I was like, oh come on, I don't want to see this bullshit ass match. But with the push that Rhino has been getting as of late on Impact, I'm kind of interested to see this matchup, and you know, that's what I like about TNA. WWE will never book a match like this, like, you know, giving other people chances that are not really main event quality. But I really think that they're gonna pull off a very good match. I see Kurt Angle going over because of the stipulation. I'm not saying that it's impossible for Rhino to go over. You know how people could work storylines. Mommy, better. Damn. You know how people could work storylines where they'll be fired and then they come back later, just like Undertaker at One Night Stand, I believe it was. You know, it could work, but right now Main Event Mafia is looking so strong, and it would be just stupid to have Angle missing with when he's basically kind of like the leader. And this just sets up Jeff Jarrett versus Angle, even though the poster for Genesis showed Mick Foley and Angle, I believe. So, you know, maybe he'll face Mick Foley. Either way, he's going over tonight. Now, the main event Mafia versus the TNA Frontline. I really want to see AJ's team go over so that AJ could become the new champion. Now, some people are saying that they don't want to see AJ become the champion like this because anybody could pick up the win. Well, what if they book it that Samoa Joe is like knocked the fuck out and Team 3D is knocked out, and maybe another member from Main Event Mafia is like knocked the fuck out, and or they're fighting outside, or it comes down to AJ taking on most of the Main Event Mafia, like AJ taking on Booker, taking on Kevin, and taking on all of them, and actually pinning Sting to go over. You know what I mean? Like, it's like kind of like Destination X. Well, not Destination X, Against All Odds earlier this year, when Black Machismo was fighting against Team 3D and Johnny Devine by himself. Like, that really would put AJ Styles over if it's like 1 versus 3 at the end of the match. So, let's say AJ's beating the crap out of them. He's beating up Sting too. This time he hits the Pele, which would be a kind of dramatic, since that's how he lost his match last month. And then he hits the Styles Clash or Spinal Tap to get the pin on Sting after beating the shit out of like 3 of them. So they're like knocked on the side, and maybe he's celebrating, and then Sting gets up and Sting's like, and then Sting goes up to him and Sting shakes his hand, and he shakes AJ's hand or something, and then like one of the Main Event Mafia, Scott Steiner, comes out of nowhere and like knocks AJ in the back, and they start to beat down AJ because he's the new champion after Sting just, you know, shook his hand, and like Sting feels that he earned his respect. Sting's like, you beat us, you did, AJ. And the Main Event Mafia just start beating him down, and Sting's like, hey, what are you guys doing? You know, what are you guys doing? Because they've been teasing that Sting is, you know, not agreeing with all of the Main Event Mafia's, you know, decisions. So with that, maybe Kurt Angle will come out, because Kurt Angle's the one that really started the group, and he'll be like, Sting, what's your problem? Like, what are you talking about? And they'll end the pay-per-view like that, and then they'll dress it on Impact, it'll be great, blah, 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 blah. AJ will be the new champion. I can't wait for fucking Genesis. It seems like everything's being set up. And as for the Feast of Fire match, I was wondering how they're gonna have TNA, like what's gonna be the storylines after the Main Event Mafia. I'll probably put a video up on that in the near future. I hope that they don't cash in the briefcases right away so that we have something to work with after all this Main Event Mafia is over. TNA's pay-per-view is going to be great. Don't fucking miss it. The pay-per-view is going to be great. Don't miss it. However you can watch it, try to watch it. Peace. I'm so freaking pumped up for it. If you can't tell, then I don't know. Peace, y'all.